Cara, eu tive um sonho tão bonito que a gente tinha chegado tão longe.
Aonde?
A gente foi pra Itaquera, né, Fernando?
Foi. A gente chegou muito longe, a gente chegou lá em Itaquera. Não, eu sei que a gente tava fazendo comerciais.
Olha só, que ricos.
E que eu tinha mais uns 30 centímetros de braço. A minha mãe faz bolos. Ai, caraca, começou que tá. A minha mãe faz bolos deliciosos e doces deliciosos também. Este bolo aqui, que você pode clicar para ver a receita, não foi feito pela minha mãe, foi feito pelo Pedro, the former chef of Web Milanesa. O que eu falei aí? Eu falei, o bolo foi feito pelo Pedro. Se eu falasse só, o bolo foi feito, ia fazer sentido? Ia fazer sentido. If I say, the cake, Pedro made the cake, you know who made the cake, right? If I take the subject or the person, the doer of the action out from the sentence, which in this case is Pedro, the sentence will be like made the cake. Made the cake. Blank field, made the cake. Does it make sense? Of course it doesn't, right? So, if I say the cake was made by Pedro, if I take out the doer of the action outside from the sentence, I have, it remains, the cake was made. Does it make sense? Of course it does. So in this case, I'm using the passive voice to talk about something where the subject or the maker or the doer of the action is not important, or I just don't want to mention, or whatever. I don't have a maker, a doer, someone making something in the action. That's all about passive voice, right? So I said the cake was made. The toy is made. Bianca nervoso. The toy is made in China. Rome wasn't built in a day. My car was scratched. All of these examples, the passive voice is being used. The first sentence, I said the cake was made. We have a subject, right? Which in this case is the cake. A to be verb, which in this case is in the past, was, and the main verb in the past participle. It's different from the active voice. When I say Pedro made the cake, I am focusing the action on the doer, the person that is making something. So I'm specifying who is making the cake, and it's important somehow for the sentence. On the second one, which is the passive voice, this maker is not important. I'm not specifying. So the focus is different. The focus is in another thing, in the cake, for example. We need, in the passive voice, we need the to be verb in any verb tense, any verb tense, any verb tense, any verb, any verb, any verb, any verb, any verb tense, any verb tense, and the past participle form of the verb. Okay, so I gave different examples. I said the toy is made in China, so I'm talking about the present. The to be verb, the auxiliary, is in the present. I can also say Rome wasn't built in a day. So I am turning my sentence in a negative, right? So the auxiliary verb, which is was, the to be verb, it's in the negative. I've been robbed. I have been robbed. In this situation, I'm using the passive voice with the present perfect form of the to be verb. So with the present perfect. So I'm talking about a past event and I'm not specifying when. So I'm using the present perfect and the passive voice together. So just to conclude, I can use the to be verb, the auxiliary in any verb tense, right? And to create I can talk about the future using the passive voice. Your product will be delivered in 7 days. So I'm using will to talk about the future and be as auxiliaries. And the past participle form of the main verb. All of the other structures to create questions. I use the auxiliary verb in the beginning. Was he hired? Was he hired? So I am starting with the auxiliary, was, right? Então a gente viu aí que a passive voice a gente usa quando a gente não especifica o fazedor da ação, a pessoa que faz a ação. Existe fazedor? Eu acabei de inventar fazedor. Inventei. A gente não especifica quem faz a ação, ou porque não é importante, ou porque a gente não quer falar. E para isso a gente usa passive voice. Beleza? Tchau!